Hi, Duane Henry Hoefer Lyon, the people's poet, Purple Bear Productions. I am so glad to be back with you. On camera, priceless piece in my possession. Smithsonian American Art Museum, Inventories of American Painting and Sculpture. How do you like this sculpture? Well, I have $1.25 in this folk art piece I want to talk to you about. Today is Art Chat, Part 1. The subject really is folk art. Now, let me say this first, set a little groundwork. God is the ultimate artist. How great thou art, O God. Art is everything. Everything is art. Do you have art eyes? Now, I love every type of art. That's a little known thing about me, is how mad I am about art. Since I was 18 years old, I've been a plate welder and a pipe welder. I certified in plate when I was 18 years old. A couple years ago, I recertified as a plate welder, and I do metal art. I do yard art, landscape art. When I mow, when I plant bushes and trees and lay down timbers and blocks, I view the entire yard as a canvas, as a painting. I love yard art, holiday art, when I decorate with the lights and so forth. So see, you're an artist. Many of you are, and you don't know it. Really, everyone is an artist. I generally carry a suitcase completely full overseas. I have a few clothes, gum, balls, gospel tracts, Bibles, whatever I'm going to take. Sometimes I take two full and then leave one. Usually I throw my dirty clothes away, wear just what I have on when I come back, but I'll put pop bottles in that suitcase that I find. And I have collected a bottle or two from all the countries I've been in. I love pop bottles because they have art on them, and they put more love into the advertisements years ago. Cooking to me is art. I love to cook smiley face pancakes and make special cornbread. And when I set a table, I view the table as a canvas. That's poetry is art. Writing essays. I've been privileged to write for 3 separate newspapers, 3 different states, full time in my life. And guess what? Every time I wrote a column or an article or a feature or a poem, I viewed it as an art piece. I always want to give my best, and I swing for the bleachers with every writing, with every newsletter, with every interview. I'm a poet, so as a poet, I choose my words very carefully. Nature provides a lot of art. I found a piece of wood in Jamaica, painted it, entered it in a local fair, first place. I saw a stick over in Illinois out by a river, brought it home, painted it, entered it, first place. Okay, I'm not going to start bragging. Most of the time I won first or second. Occasionally I'd win a white ribbon. So I entered a poetry contest in New Mexico within the fair, won first to 5th place. The fellow that won 6th gave me his painting and his participation ribbon. So I was blessed. Okay. All right, I'm having too much fun. But today the subject is folk art. Now in Ashdown, Arkansas, on an Easter outreach, by a little overpass, I guess a 18-wheeler to hit it, I found these 7 covers. I believe they go over the lug nut on the tire for these big 18-wheelers, the kind of fancy ones. They all came off and none of them damaged, a little greasy. You maybe can't count them all here, but there's 7. You maybe can't see it in the TV feed, but I polished them up, and then I found this bowl and that bowl, and then some little piece of aluminum and coins I picked up in Canada, a necklace that was given to me in Florida, and then there's that fancy bracelet there. I gave $1 for that at the Salvation Army. It's a costume jewelry, and I gave, I believe, 50 cents for the upside down aluminum offering plate. Then this rim I found just the other day over in Oklahoma. It just was laying along the road, and I saw a menorah. and, this piece took a long time to build. I've been just picking a piece here and there up. It took a while to gather all the pieces, and I look for the unusual. Now, I love Hobby Lobby and Walmart, both founded by Christians. God bless Sam Walton. I love Chick-fil-A. But I like to create one-of-a-kind art pieces, and I have my business cards made, and I write newsletters, but I write and tell people, you won't read this elsewhere. One of my professors in college said we need voices, not echoes. And in art, so many people have inspired me. Robert Frost, the great poet, Andy Warhol, the artist, and just so many. Albert Einstein, William Shakespeare. All these people I just found fascinating, their mind and the art of thinking. I could take off on that and talk till tomorrow. The art of thinking. And oh, I love to think. I love to outthink people. And when you go in a country and you don't have a visa and you get caught and you're there illegally, you better have your thinking cap on. Remember when the teacher said, put your thinking cap on? I've had to do that a time or two. Why did you go in illegally? Well, I went to Cuba when you couldn't go, but the Bible says go into all the world. And it didn't exclude Cuba. So here's my $1.50 folk art piece that I'm very, very proud of. And I have done many, many pieces of art, and I enter them here, there, and everywhere. My brother, older brother, tremendous artist, Clifford. I'm going to write a poem about him called Flipper. Look on my channel. I have now 25 on my channel that I started. And I've got a poem titled My Baby Brother. I call him Dandy. You can look that later. It'll be Flipper. We had nicknames. My nickname was Smiley. I was always smiling, and I got in trouble a lot. And when I'm under pressure, I smile, and that didn't sit well with the principal and some of the teachers. But I'm happy, and I'm happy to share this art piece with you. Hope you'll share and subscribe. I got other art pieces I'm going to present. I just think this is a beautiful piece. It come together and polished up. Presentation is not everything. It's the only thing. So when I set a table, I want it to look good. Get the china out and eat off of it. Don't leave it up in the cabinet. It'll be sold in an estate sale for pennies on a dollar. All the children and grandkids will have too much. Their house will be filled. And, enjoy it. If you drop one, hey, mail it to me. I'll make a piece of art out of it. I was running a mission in one state, and a fella had a yard sale continually and kept breaking bottles and plates, and he'd pile them up and I'd get them, and I used them in a rock garden. Love rocks. I love rock garden art. Oh, there's no end to it. So when you're walking by a creek bank, looking out, look for art, pine cones, whatever you find. Nature will provide you a lot of art. Just like my poetry, I'm known as the people's poet. Why? People provide all my ideas and all my feature stories for newspapers. People give me what I need. They give me the material because I'm listening, I'm watching. I hadn't walked by somebody in 35 years without looking into them. I go to the zoo, look at people looking at the animals. I I do the same thing at festivals and so forth. I was recently at a Greek Orthodox yearly music festival, and oh wow, what a time, and so many beautiful people. Was in a Jewish synagogue on a Sabbath celebration here a while back. Wow. So I love culture, I love people, and I love you. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great day. Bye-bye.